Hello and welcome back to the session on your sorting techniques, what we were actually discussing. So in this session, we are going to discuss about something called as quicksort. So quicksort is also one of the sorting technique what we do have, and this is somewhat what we can say exactly is it's somewhat complex when coming to programming point of view. But this is one of the sorting technique which works very efficient when compared to the other sorting techniques whatever we have discussed till now. And here coming to the time complexity of this quicksort is also similar to your merge sort here, something like order of n log n. But if you talk about the worst case, it may be taking something like order of n square or something similar to that. So there is a possibility of that particular thing. But among even if you talk, if you ask me that which one is better if when compared to quick and merge sort, quicksort works much more faster when compared to the merge sort. That is the best part of this particular quicksort what we have exactly in this particular scenario. And apart from that, it can be implemented even for smaller list. What it can be even implemented for medium as well as it can be implemented for larger list. So whatever the list we do have here, we can apply it even when you have some small number of elements in order to sort it up. If you have some medium number of elements like 1,000 elements or something, we can use it for sorting it up. But even if you're having very large number of elements like 10,000 elements and something like that, even that also you can sort it up using this particular quicksort. It works very efficiently without any lag, and the time complexity will also be very less when compared to the other sorting algorithms what we have exactly discussed. So without wasting time, so today we'll actually try to cover something called as radix and quicksort here. So radix sort we'll be discussing in the next session, and quicksort we'll be discussing in this particular session. Both are very important topics here. Now, Quicksort also works based on the technique what exactly this what we call the merge sort works here. So that is nothing but divide, conquer, and combine. So same parameters have been used here in order to perform it. It also the Quicksort also works on divide and conquer technique only. On that, based on that only, it is actually going to perform the operations. So actually, it is developed by a person by called C.A.R. Hori. He is the one who actually developed this particular quicksort and made sure that the complexity is order of n log n. And as I told you before itself, this is one of the fastest sorting algorithm that we do have when compared to other sorting algorithms, because it actually reduces the probability of having the quadratic time. That is nothing but order of n square. It tries to reduce that particular probability of having this particular quadratic time, that is order of n square. It tries to reduce this particular time complexity. That's where the usually the quicksort what we call the time complexity is given as order of n log n. So that's why it is much more interest easy, means fastly works, and as well as everyone opt for this particular sorting algorithm when compared to the others. So it is also called as partition exchange sort here. Why it is called as partition exchange sort in this particular scenario here is it will be dividing the given array into two different halves. Okay, so actually what happens exactly here is I'll just tell you the internal technique how exactly it works. Suppose this is the array we do have. So 0, 1, 2, 3. These are the positions I'm writing here. And here you will be having some elements. Now, how exactly this particular thing quicksort works here is the simple principle is it will select the first element, whatever is present here. Let us suppose at 0th location, I'm having some element here, some element. I don't know which element, some X element is here. I'm going to select this as a pivot point. This quicksort will be selecting that as a pivot point, and using this pivot point, what it is going to do is it will divide this entire array into two halves. It will be dividing this entire array into two halves. N by 2 is no exactly I can't say we can't say that whether it is n by 2 or something like that, but only thing it will be dividing that into two halves, but whether it is equal halves or not we can't say here. Something like you may be getting, so we will be dividing. How we can divide is nothing but we'll simply compare them. We will be comparing these elements whatever are there in this, and that pivot point, maybe let us suppose after comparison and after swapping and all, you people got the pivot point here in this particular location, that is at location 3. Initially it is present in location 0, but after applying this particular algorithm, what we did is we got the exact position of that particular pivot point at location 3. Now what does that mean is this is after pass 1, first iteration. So what exactly he means to say exactly here is that whatever the elements that are present onto the left hand side of this particular pivot point, those will be less than this. Suppose here whatever the elements are present here, this will be less than this particular pivot point. And whatever the elements that are present onto your right hand side here, these will be higher than when compared to this particular pivot point. So this is the way how it is going to divide the the array into two halves. So here whatever what we will be initially selecting one of the pivot point here, and then based on that we'll do some kind of swapping here based upon mapping and all. We will see how exactly we are going to do it. And after doing that, what happens, this pivot point we will be positioning in an exact position. What is the exact position for that value here, that pivot point we will be placing here. And based on that we'll come to know that whatever the elements are present onto the left hand side of that particular pivot point, those will be less than this particular value, and those who are present on the right hand side, those will be greater than this particular pivot point. So you have already sorted, means this is a boundary here. These are higher values and these are lower values. Now from this particular thing, if you consider this one, the 3 0 1 2, same process you are going to follow here, same process, same again. We'll be considering the first element. Now I have divided this into two halves, right? So the first half I will take, that is nothing but regression I am going to apply here, and I will be performing the same operation what I performed in the first case. So here this location I'll be, whatever the value is present, I'll select it as pivot. Again it will be I'll start performing the operation on that. Again it will come back to some location, maybe at location 1 or 2. Suppose it is coming at location 1, this particular. So what does then that mean? Whatever the elements you are having on the left hand side, those are less than p, the pivot number. And whatever the elements are present on your left right hand side, that will be greater than this particular pivot number. So this is the way how exactly we are going to sort. And for every pass we'll be having one pivot point like this, and that pivot point is the correct position what we have. And in this way we will be sorting the entire array. This is the simple technique that is actually being used in order to sort this particular quicksort mechanism. I will explain it so that the people can understand it. For timing, that's why it is called as partition exchange. So we'll simply partition the array into two halves, then again we'll partition it up based upon the pivot point whatever we are selecting here. Pivot we usually call it at, and when we are applying for the programming we will use that as a location. We will be using a value called as location, and based on that we'll be performing it. So how exactly this particular pivot point works? So whatever I have explained it step by step, I'm going to represent here. First, select an element pivot from the array of elements. As I told you that from a given array, whatever the array we are going to select here, we will select any one of the element as an array. By default, I am selecting the initial element. So the whatever the value is present in this location, 0th location, I'm selecting it as a pivot point. Now, rearrange the elements in such a way that all the elements are less than the pivot appear before the pivot. What does that mean? Is nothing but this pivot will be coming into some particular location somewhere here, or maybe here, where I don't know, but similar. Let us assume that it is getting located at this particular location called as 3. Now what he says is that all the elements before that pivot number should be less than p, and all the elements onto the right hand side should be greater than this particular p. That is what he's saying here. You can see here, rearrange the elements in array in such a way that all the elements are less than the pivot appear before the pivot. So wherever this particular pivot point is located, onto the left hand side whatever the elements are there, they should be less than p, and all the elements should be greater than the pivot that should come after it. Means after p, whatever the spaces we are having here, there whatever the elements we are representing, that should be greater than this particular pivot point. And that is what we call it as a partition operation. Okay, so when we perform this, you will come to know that the pivot point whichever is there, it is located in the perfect position. Means this p where I'm locating, this is a fixed position. So at location 3 you are having a pivot position p, and it will not change because this is a fixed position for this. Because before this whatever the elements are there, those are in a smaller, those are smaller than this particular pivot point, and those who are onto the right hand side for this particular pivot number, those are greater than this particular pivot number. Okay, that's why this is called as a partition here. Now two sub arrays. What Once you are getting this pivot location here, you know that I have the first half consists of values in the location 0, 1, 2, and the next half is the in location 4. Now these two halves I have to again sort it up. That is how we can sort it out here using regression function. I'm going to call the same operation again, but this time the values will change. So since this is, for example, as I told you that I'm going to represent this pivot as location when I'm using in a programming. So if I want to sort these elements 0, 1, 2, so beginning is 0. What about the ending here? This is 2. That is 3 minus 1 means whatever the location we are having for the pivot, that is 3 minus 1 is 2. So that is location minus 1. So this time it will be location minus 1. So that will represent 0 to 2. Now this one I will be sorting it up. And after that, if I want to sort this one, this is nothing but location plus 1. And similarly, the ending is also same. So definitely both are same. So we have only single element. We can say that the element is already in a sorted order. So this is the way how we are going to actually solve this particular quicksort algorithm. So this is a working technique of your algorithm, how your algorithm is going to work. There are 3 steps which you people have to discuss or you have to keep in mind here. Based upon these particular 3 different techniques only, we people will be performing it. First, set the index of the first element in the array to LOC. As I told you, well, I have already explained it. So within an array, so 0, 1, 2, 3. So the first position you are going to select here, the first position, whatever we are having, and this is what we call it as a beginning. And this is what, suppose there are only 4 elements we have. What is the ending will be represented by the location 3. So beginning and location will be represented to this particular location 0. And remember, location is nothing but we are using for pivot to represent that is a pivot number which is present in this location. So he is asking you to take an array, and the array, the location and the left variable should be assigned with 0. That is what we are doing it here, and right equal to n minus 1. Why we are doing n minus 1? Since we have 4 elements here, I am representing from 0, 1, 2, 3. So the fourth element will be present in location 3, that is 4 minus 1. So that's why right is equal to n minus 1. So that is nothing but right equal to 3. So indirectly this is your right, and this beginning is your nothing but left. Okay, so left and right combinations we are going to use here, something like this. So this is your left. Left is equal to 0 and right is equal to 3. And here also location. So location is also 0. Now start from the element pointed by the right. So from what, since the location, the pivot point is located in this direction, so we will be scanning the elements from right to left. We'll be scanning the elements from right to left. And when we are scanning from right to left, what is the condition we said? Whenever you're selecting a pivot, whatever the elements onto the right hand side we are having, that should be greater than this pivot. And if you're scanning from left to right, then these elements should be less than this particular pivot. Based on that, we are going to check the condition. So we will be scanning from right to left now. So we will be checking whether A of location, A is nothing but an array. So array of this particular location, whatever the right hand side we are having, it should be less than A of right. So whatever the value, if this condition fails, then what we have to do is we have to simply swap that particular location. Whatever the pivot point we are having, we will swap it up and then we will perform the operation. That is what he's saying exactly in this particular scenario. See here. So A of location should be less than A of right. So within this, so this is a pivot point I'm selecting and some n minus 1 number. So this is your right. And this is your location. So what is saying, we are since scanning from right to left, means you're scanning, you're comparing the value onto the right hand side to of this particular pivot. So definitely the A of location, that is the pivot point value, should be less than this particular A of right. If this condition is true, you will simply decrement the right. Means right is initially pointing to location number 3. Whatever the value is there that is greater than this particular location, no big deal. That is the condition is true, because on the right hand side you should have the highest values when compared to the value which is present here. So what you have to do, you have to simply decrement right. Now right will be coming to this particular position and it will be pointing to the element present in this particular location. Same way you will be comparing it. But in this case, if what he's saying is, in this case, if you people are having element which is greater, which is less than this particular pivot point, and what did we say? If the number is less, if onto the right hand side of a pivot point, the number should be greater. But what happens exactly here now? Whatever the number is present in this particular location, it is getting reduced. Means this is a smaller when compared to this. And what did we say? The smaller element should come onto the left hand side. So what we will do is simply swap. We'll swap here and this one will swap here. So what will happen? Whatever the element is present here, that will come here and this element will go here. What does that indicates? Now this location will be shifted to here, and that is where we are having right. And here we are having left. Now since the pivot value has been changed, the position of the pivot value has been changed here, what I have to do now? So pivot value has been changed here in this particular scene. So earlier it was somewhere here, LOC, but we got a value at location 2, which is smaller than this particular value. So I simply have to interchange. So I brought pivot value here, P. So what does that mean? P is here, and this is represented using right. And what about this left? Now, what is the scanning? We have to do the scanning now. Now we can't do scanning from right. Why? Because the value is present in this particular location. So we have to do scanning from left to right. That is the difference here. We have to do scanning from now left to right. And when we are doing left to right, what is the condition? Whatever the elements are present before this are less than this. Means we have to compare now whether A of pivot, that is LOC, is greater than A of left. If this condition is true, means whatever the element is present onto the left part here, if it is less than this, then okay, the condition is true. You increment left. You simply increment. If it is right, you have to decrement. If it is left, you have to increment. You have to go to the next element, and the same process will continue. But in this case, if you find an element here which is greater than pivot, what is the condition? Greater element should come before pivot. So this element has to be swapped here, and this pivot should come up here. So pivot right now will be coming up into the location called as 1 0. So P here, and whatever the element is present in the first location, that will be coming here in this particular thing. And finally you can see this is the correct option what you people are getting here. And onto the left hand side you'll be having values less than P. Onto the right hand side you'll be having values greater than 3. This I will explain with the example so that you people can understand. Just understand this particular algorithm, because based on this only we are people are going to write the program. So what is saying, first A of a location. So initially location is represented onto the left hand side, right? Here, left. So we are scanning from right to left. So the condition is A of location should be less than right. A of location, that is the pivot point, should be less than A of right. And if that is the case, there are 3 options we are going to perform here. So if that is the case, what we need to do, we can simply decrement the right here. Simply continue comparing until right becomes equal to LOC. So until it becomes LOC means the pivot point is where exactly the pivot point is there only the right should be represented, and the left should also come at that particular location. Means no more elements to scan. Till then he is asking you to scan. And if right is equal to LOC, it means the pivot has been placed in the correct position. That is what he means to say. So when you're moving that particular value here and there, automatically it will reach to a particular pivot point. Okay. And then what we are doing? So in case if any of the point is failing, that is A of location is less than A of right, that condition fails. Means this condition is getting satisfied. Simply he is asking you to interchange the 2 values and go to the step number 3. Now location will be pointed to 3. As I told you now here, initially it was pointing P here. At location 3, you got a value which is greater. Simply interchange. So P will come here, smaller, and that value will come here. Now, where is the location here? This particular thing is the location, and this is your left. and this is your right. So now you have to scan from left to right, and that is the third. From left side, that is your third step. So start from the elements which are pointed by left. See, he is asking you to start scanning from left side and start. But here the condition will change. Left side will be the elements which are less than P. Means here this particular A of location. So I am representing P as LOC. So A of location should be greater than whatever the values I'm comparing onto the left hand side. So this is the condition we need to follow here. And when we are following it, same process. If this is the case, simply continue it. We'll increment the value of left plus plus. Okay. And when it will reach this particular location, left equal to, you have reached a perfect correct position for that particular pivot. But in case anywhere if the condition fails, simply we'll be moving to the step number 2. So what is the step number 2? Previously, whatever the steps we have seen, those are the steps what we are actually talking about in this particular thing. And finally, you'll be setting the location equal to left. Now I will explain the same thing using a example and diagrammatically so that you can understand the logic. So this is the array I'm taking n equal to 6. So 0 to 5. Okay, 0 to 5 is the location numbers which I'm going to take, and 6 elements are the one which I am taking. And these I'm going to sort it up using a quicksort. So this is a representation. You can see here this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is an array A. Okay, here I'm giving a capital letter. That's up to usually we give small letters. For general representation, we have taken in this way. So here 0 to 5 means that is nothing but total 6 elements array. That is nothing but n minus 1 is the location. So 0 to n minus 1. Please do remember this. Now let's see how exactly it is going to sort. Now, first, what we are going to do among them, we will be selecting the first location, as I told you in the beginning itself. So whatever the number is there, okay, let me show you previous one. So here, this is your left, isn't it? This is your right. So that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm selecting 27 as the pivot point. I'm selecting 27 number as a pivot point here. So that's why I'm representing that with location. So left hand location will be equal to 0 and right will be equal to 5. Now I will be start comparing with them. So when I start comparing with them, so you can see here, you got it. So location and left are representing this value, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and the right is located to 5. Now, since the pivot point is present on the left hand side, I should start scanning from right side. So what is the condition when I'm start scanning from right side? So whatever the elements that are present onto the right hand side of this particular value pivot should be greater than this. Means A of location should be less than A of right. This is the condition because I'm scanning from left to right. And what we have discussed it, whatever the elements which are present onto the right hand side of pivot, those should be greater than pivot. And onto the left hand side should be less than pivot. That is what the condition we have seen here. So here I'm started scanning now. So if A of location, what is the location here? A of 0. So A of 0 consists of 27. If A of 0 is that is nothing but 27 is less than A of right. What is the value we have for right here? 5. So A of 5 consists of the value 45. Is this condition satisfied? Yes, you can see 27 is less than 45. Means the value which is present onto the right hand side of this particular pivot is greater. And that is the rule we have to follow here. The condition is true. What we have to do now? Simply decrement right. So right will be coming to this particular location now. That is location number 4. See, scan from left to right. Okay, so sorry, from right to left it is. Sorry, there's a spelling mistake. There's a mistake here. Scan from right to left. So right to left, we are scanning it. So since A of location is A of less than, decrement the value of right. So we are going to decrement. So initially right is representing 5. Now after decrementing, right is equal to how much? 4. So what will happen now? Right is decremented. You can see here, right has been decremented. Again, I am going to check the condition now, whether A of location is less than A of right. So what is the value of right now? So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is 4, isn't it? So A of 4 consists of 25 and location is 0. So A of 0 consists of 27. Is 27 less than 25? Oh, the condition went wrong. So here this time the condition has been wrong. So what we have to do, this value should be present. This 25 should be present onto the left hand side of 27, not onto the right hand side. What we will do, simply I am going to swap it. Simply I am going to simply interchange the values. Plus 27 will come here and this 25 will go here. Since 27 is going here and this is my pivot point, this location also I have to set to this particular location. That is nothing but 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the location should also be representing this particular point. So let's see how you people are going to get. Since the value, so here the condition failed here. What I'm going to do, so since this condition has changed, I have to interchange the values and set location is equal to right. What is the value of right here? 4. So location is 4. Did you see this? The value has been changed here. Now this particular 25 has come up here and this location 27 has come up to this particular location, right? Now you can see that this particular number 25 is less than 25 and that is the condition. Whatever the element is coming onto the left hand side should be less than this particular pivot, this condition. Now what we have to do, since the pivot has changed its position, it has come up to the right hand side. So we have to start scanning from left. So we have to start scanning from left. Now, when we are scanning from left, what is the condition? Before the pivot, whatever the elements are there should be less than. So here the condition is A of LOC should be greater than A of left. A of LOC should be greater than, means whatever the elements are present on this side, left side, should be less than this 27. So that is what I'm just checking up here. So in that case, what I'm going to do, first I'll compare with 25 with 27. So that is nothing but A of LOC is nothing but location is right now 4. So 27 is greater than left. What is the left here? 0. So A of 0 consists of 25. Is the condition true? 27 is greater than 25. Yes, the condition is true. What we need to do, we simply have to move left. We have to increment. Remember, here we decremented right, but here we have to increment it because we don't have any value here. We had to increment left plus plus. So that is what we are doing. We are incrementing. Now the left will be pointing at this location. That is location number 1. And now again we are going to compare it. Whether A of 7 is greater than A of left. What is the value of left now? A of 1. And what is the value we have in A of 1? 10. Is 27 greater than 10? Yes, the condition satisfied. We don't have to do any operation. We don't have to do any interchanging here. So what we have to do, simply increment left. Now the left will be coming to this particular location. Okay, fine. So it will be coming to this particular location left. But I think this time there will be a small difference here. Just a minute. So you can see here, there will be a small difference. What is the difference here? This time when your people are going to check the condition, you will be getting a error. Means the logic is going to get failed here. So if you see here, okay, let me show you the graphical part first. Yeah, you people can see here. Now left is pointing to this particular location. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see the left has been incremented first here. And from here, the left has been incremented to the next location, that is 36, the value. So that is present in a location 2. Now again, I'm going to check the condition whether A of location is greater than A of left. So left is pointing to the position 2. So A of 2 consists of 36 and location is pointing to 4. So 27 is greater than 36. Well, this time the condition has been failed. And I think you people know what we need to do. Simply swap it up. So this 36 will come here. And this particular 27 will be coming up here. Now, since 27 is the pivot here, definitely location also has to be changed. So location should be pointing here. So location should be pointing to this 2. Okay, the location number 2. So you can see here in the diagrammatically. So I have interchanged the values. You can see here the 36 has been placed here. You can see here. And this 27 has been placed here. And also I have to set the location equal to left. Now this time left and location are in this direction. So this time right is alone. So we need to start scanning from right side. And when we are start scanning from right side, same. So when we are scanning from right side, what is it we have to do? Whether A of location is less than, not greater than, less than A of right. So A of light is representing at location 4 is 36 and this is 27. Whether 27 is less than 36, the condition is satisfied here. So what we need to do here, we don't have to do anything. The condition is satisfied. Now simply we need to decrement the value of right. So right will be coming up to this particular location. So right will be coming up to this particular location. Again, we are checking whether 27 is less than 18. No, the condition satisfied. What does that mean? This 18 should come before 27. So what we have to do is simply swap it. So here you will be getting 27. Here you will be getting something called as what you're going to get is 18. Okay, let me show you graphically so that you can understand. See here. So you can see here I have swapped it. So right now 27 is coming here, 18 is here. Left, right location. Now again the same thing I'm going to check whether 27. Now this time remember where is the location here. So I'm going to scan from right to left. So what is the condition? Whether 27 is less than 18 or not. This is what the condition which I'm checking here. So in that case, what will happen? You know that it's not possible, it's wrong. So simply I'm going to swap it up. So 18 will come here and 27 is coming up here. So right location. So location also we have to change. Wherever the 27 is there, that is the location. Now what we have to do, again, we have to compare from left side. And we know that whenever we are checking from left side, whatever the value is there, it should be less than this. So whether A of location is greater than A of left. So left is pointing to 0, 1, 2, second position. So this is nothing but 18 greater than, and location is pointing to the number location 4, which consists of 27. 27 is greater than 14, condition satisfied. What we have to do now, since we are scanning from left side, left has to be incremented. So left will be coming to this particular position. Yeah, this is a position which I was actually waiting for. See, now you can see here when the right location and left are coming into the same position, that means the pivot point whatever we have selected, it has reached the exact position of its location. It has reached the position where exactly it should be. Now if you see here exactly, please concentrate here and see whatever the elements are present onto the left hand side here, those are less than this 27, and whatever the elements you people are having onto the right hand side here, those are greater than this particular 27. So means this 27 has got its original position and this will not change. Now you can see that this pivot point has divided or partitioned this particular array into two halves. The first half consists of less than this particular elements. The next half consists of greater than. This is right, left. So the right portion of the subarray consists of elements greater than 27, and the left sub portion of the array consists of array which are less than 27. Now what we are going to do, we will apply regression as per the step, and we will try to solve these three first. We will be solving these three, and then after solving that three, again we will be solving this one, and finally you will be getting the elements in a sorted order. So if you see here this one, next this time I have to take only these array. You know that beginning is here, no problem, right? And left will be represented as here 0 only. Then what about this one? So this should be your end or right. So right means right now the right is positioned here. So location equal. So what we have to do here, right minus 1 we have to do, isn't it? So whatever the location we have, location minus 1 we have to do. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3. So 3 minus 1 is 2. So this will become your end point. This will become your right. So this time what happens here? Okay, I'll show you here. So this time you'll be getting 25, 10, 18. These are the elements what you people have got it. Okay, so this is 0, 1, 2. Now right is here and this is your left. And same thing, whatever we have seen here, I'm going to apply here again. So this time here location is this, means 25 is my pivot point. Now this 25 I'll be comparing with 18. Now you know that since I'm scanning from right side, right to left, means whatever the element on the right hand side should be there to the 25, it should be greater than. So what I'm finding is whether 25 means whether 25 is less than 18. The condition failed. 25 is greater than 18. What I need to do, I need to simply swap it up. So what will happen here is I'll be getting 18 here, 10 here, and finally 25 in this particular location. So since the value 25 is the pivot point, I had to set location equal to right. And right is pointing to the number 2. So here it will be location, here it will be right. And this is your left. Now again, since the left means the location has moved to this particular direction, I had to come scan from left side. So I will check the condition whether now whatever the element is present onto the 25 onto the left hand side of 25 should be greater than. So I'll check whether 25 is greater than 18. Yes, the condition is satisfied. Now after that again I'll check. So what I'm going to do, increment left. Left will be pointing to location 1. So whether 25 is greater than 10. Now this time also the condition is true, means you got the location for 25. So what is the location? Second location. So you can see here, here you will be getting 25. So here you're having 18 and 10. So 25 left side, if you see here, all the elements, whatever are there less than 25, and on to the right hand side, all are greater than 25. Now what we are going to do is we will again use apply regression. We'll again apply regression on to these two elements. So we are left only with two elements here, 18 and 10, 0 and 1. So this is your beginning, or okay, we'll call it as left. So this is left and LOC, and this is your right. So why I'm saying LOC here? So 18 is a pivot element which I'm exactly selecting now. Now this I am going to compare with this particular element. So you know that when I'm scanning from right side, so whatever the elements are present onto the right hand side of 18 should be greater than. So is 18 less than 10? Condition failed. 18 is greater than 10. What I need to do? Swap. So when you're swapping it up automatically, the values will be, when you're swapping it, finally you'll come to know the values has been changed here. So you'll be getting here 18. So I think people are now getting it. So 10, 18, 25. Okay. 10, 18, 25, and then 27. This area is swapped. Now we will come to the right sub array. Okay, anyhow, it is, I mean, it is in a sorted order, but the procedure will take place and it will perform the same operation how we have applied this. Here also it will perform and it will get the values 36 and 45. And finally, you can see that the entire array is swapped. Entire array is actually in a sorted order. So this is the way how your quicksort is going to work. That's why we are calling it divide. First time it will not divide it, like merge sort. Merge sort, what we did, whatever the array we are having, we divided into equal halves, and then we started performing operations down to the left and then to the right. But here coming to this, first time it will take one value as a pivot, and that it will place it in a particular position, and that pivot point will divide the array into two halves, that is your left part and right part. Then we will sort the left part first, then we will be sorting the right array first. So this is the way how exactly your program is going to run for quicksort. Very easy, but only thing is you people had to concentrate on the programmatic part, then only people can understand. So that is what is explained here. So this is a algorithm for that. You can see here, this is for partition. You can see here array beginning end. So we have taken 6 elements, so 0, 5. So 0 is less than 5, condition true. See, first time he is calling for the partition, and in this partition, whatever the earlier logic we have seen, earlier working part we have seen, that will be implemented here in this part, partition. Once the partition is done, that is left, right, and here is your pivot point, then we will be calling this regression functions. So first I'll be calling this one left part. So quicksort a beginning location -1. Where was the location? Here. Location -1 means here, so 0 to 3. So first I will sort it up that, and after completing that, location +1 means initially the location was somewhere here, right? 4. 4 + 1 means 5. So 5 and 6 will be sorted up. So that is the second one. This is the way how exactly it is going to do. But first we are going to place or position that pivot point in the exact position from where the left part is having the values less than that, and the right side we are having the values greater than that particular thing. This is what comes under your quicksort. So we have one more thing here. This is how exactly, this is what calls a regression taking place. Quicksort is nothing but, see, you can see quicksort means it is calling this function only again. This is calling this function only again. That's why we call it as regression. And this is the code for your partition. So here in the partition, the first part, whatever you people are seeing here in this particular scenario, this part is related to scanning from right to left. I told you now we are scanning from right to left. This is the part for that. And this part, what you people are seeing, this one, this is for scanning from left to right. Okay. This is for right to left. And this, sorry. This particular part is for scanning from right to left. And this is from left to right. This is what we are happening. So here the thing what you people have to, so okay, I will explain this by comparing with the program, how the C program will be written for this. I'll compare this one by one and I'll show you so that it becomes easy for you to write the programs. Now the first, this is a quicksort algorithm. Same algorithm in a C code, when you're implementing, you have to write in this way. You can see here. So first is quicksort this. So this is your function. So here we are using an array now. So this array is represented like this. Okay, half on it came. Yeah. So this is an array what we have. So beginning and ending. So int beginning, int end. So we are selecting a location here. So in this case, we are going to select a location. As I told you, we had to point a pivot point with the number location. So location equal to partition A beginning end. You can see, you may be getting a doubt. So we are given here an array here, beginning here, end here, location here. But you know that beginning equal to location is equal to 0, isn't it? So you don't have to give separately when you're programming it. That's the reason what I did is, what we have done is, we have simply written a beginning and end. That's it. So whenever we are performing the operation, remaining is same, a beginning location minus 1, a location plus 1, and end. So this is what exactly people. So only thing when you're applying as a programmatic point of view, you have to declare a variable called as location. And with this, you're going to perform it. Now see the partition. This is important. This I will map and I'll show you. Yeah. So you can see this is array beginning and location. So since I'm not using location in this, simply array beginning and end. Why I'm not using location here? We know that beginning is equal to location is equal to 0. That I'm going to write it. You will see here. So initialize the variable. So I'm initializing first int left right temp. So I'm using a temporary variable here for swapping and all, location and flag. Flag is required to determine till what extent this looping should run. This loop has to run for a certain number of time, right? So that will be decided by this particular flag. It is a Boolean variable which will have value either 0 or 1. I think you people know in C language, we have a Boolean variable which is represented either 0 or 1. Now see here, I have implemented now the second step. Location equal to left equal to beginning. I think you people now understood. So beginning is 0. So location beginning I am representing with 0 as per the diagram what we have seen there. And right will be represented with what? End value. So that is nothing but 5. So I'm going to place. Now we are going to check the condition. So initially I will make the flag as 0, false. Now, well, the flag is not equal to true. The condition is false. We will be running this particular loop. And in this loop, what we are doing, whatever I told you there, whatever the we are doing, since we are doing left scanning. So when we are doing left scanning, what does that mean? Whatever the pivot point we have selected and we are selecting from right, we are comparing with the right side elements that should be greater than the pivot. So that means A of location should be less than A of right. That is what the condition is checking here. And apart from that, the location is not equal to right. Location should never be equal to right. Why? Because the pivot point wherever is present, there only you should have the location. Since right now in the example, whatever has shown you, initially the pivot point is located at 0. So definitely location should be equal to 0, not equal to right. Right means 5 year, so it should not be present. So these are the two conditions we are checking, and based on that, if the condition is true, what did I say? If the pivot element, whatever we are comparing with the value present in the location 5, if it is less than that, simply I have to decrement the value of right. I'm doing that. So here I'm doing that. You can see right minus minus. But if this condition fails, come out of it and just find out if location is equal to right. Then you will be representing flag equal to 1, means your task is completed. But this condition will fail because in the first scenario, the location is representing onto the left, not onto the right. So definitely this condition will fail. Then in that case, what we had to do, what did I tell you? What did I ask you to do? Swap it up. So we need to simply swap that pivot element here, and whatever the element is present in this location should be placed in this particular location. Something like, what is the values we had? Something 27, 15, something like this. We had some values, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here you had something like 45. So 27 is less than 45. Condition satisfied, right minus minus. This is what you did. Now you came to this location. It had something called as 18. Let us assume 18. You know that 27 is greater than 18. So this 18 should not be present here. It should be present onto the left hand side of this particular 27. So what we have to do exactly here, we need to simply swap it up. We have to simply swap it, and that swapping we are doing in this case. But before doing that, we are checking whether location, where is the location right now at this particular left. Location is present at this left, not here, right side. Location is not present on right hand side. That is what we are choosing here. If this is the case, then your entire program will be stopped here. But since location is not equal to right, we are simply able to swap it up. Now we will swap it up. So here what will happen? 18 will be coming to this particular location and 27 will be coming to this. And what about location? Location will be placed at this particular side, that is right. Now this time location is equal to right, and remaining process will be continued. Now if you see here, where is exactly the location now? After swapping, you got the location somewhere here, and this is left. Now you have to do left scanning now. For left scanning, you're going to run this. For left scanning, so flag is not equal to 1, so you will be running this for left side scanning. And whenever you're getting a value which is less than this or greater than this particular pivot point, that should come this side. So simply you people are going to swap. This is the swap code. Okay, so this is the way how you people are going to do it. I want you people to take the same example there and try to use this particular logic. Whatever the logic I'm showing, I want you to use this programming and solve and see how exactly that whatever initially I explained you step by step, how this is done. That is done purely based upon this particular logic. Based on this particular logic only, that particular exact thing is going on. Okay. Now, if you talk about the complexity here, so if you talk, it's already I told you what is the complexity here. So usually it takes order of log and time. So if you worst case complexity will be order of n square, but if you talk about the best and average case complexity, it will be n log n. And if you talk about the space complexity, like in merge sort, we used to take a temporary auxiliary array, order of n. But here I'm not taking anything. I'm taking only a temporary variable. Only one space I'm taking. That's why it is represented as order of 1. That's it. Okay, I'll show you once and then we'll wind it up. So if you see here, I have used here something called as temp for swapping purpose. I mean, this is the only additional space I have used. How much space I have used? Only one space. That's why the space complexity is order of 1. But whereas coming to what we call merge sort, we use an entire array. So array means how many elements are there? That many. That's why the space complexity for merge sort is order of n. But whereas coming to quicksort, it is order of 1. Only temp I have used for storing for swapping purpose. So this is the whole complexity here. For the worst case, you may be having order of n square, but if you talk about best case, it is order of n log n and average is n log n. And finally, space complexity will be order of 1. So this is all about for today's session. I hope you people have understood this concepts. If you have any doubts, you people can ping me up anytime. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for watching.